What's up, New Yorkers? You know what today is. It's the summertime, middle of the summer. It's the weekend. It must be time for a Driving with Jeff in New York City video. So far this summer, we've been lots of places around Manhattan, a little bit in Brooklyn, and today we're going back to Manhattan to check out the neighborhood of Hell's Kitchen. This neighborhood's been around a lot longer than Gordon Ramsay's been alive. Like I said, we've driven around lots of areas in New York City, and we have a few more to drive around. And once this series is over, which is going to be in a couple of weeks, we'll start a new series. I have some ideas on what this new series is going to be. And I also need to close some other series out, like my Vegas hotel and casinos. We did all the strip ones. We didn't do downtown Las Vegas or the hotels and casinos off the strip. So lots coming up here on the New York channel. Stay tuned. But for now, stay tuned to drive around Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan, New York City. We just head down Central Park South. That was Central Park on our right-hand side. We're swinging around Columbus Circle now. Gonna start heading south in Manhattan. Gonna take Broadway down a couple streets because there's some detours here. And then we'll start heading west to, 8th Avenue, 9th Avenue, 10th Avenue, and 11th Avenue. And we'll be checking out Hell's Kitchen in those streets. That's CNN headquarters on our right-hand side, and if you've been following this series, you know that you're becoming an expert already on New York City. See that? And you haven't even left the passenger seat. So yeah, that's 8th Avenue directly on our right-hand side, but we can't turn up there because I just happen to know from driving around today that it is blocked off. So we're gonna swing around Columbus Circle a little bit more, take Broadway for a few blocks, and then head into Hell's Kitchen. Welcome to Broadway, otherwise known as the Great White Way, the longest street in New York City. Here in Manhattan, it runs diagonally, where most streets run in a grid pretty much, east to west and north to south. Broadway runs diagonally, and we've covered this street earlier in this series, driving around New York City with Jeff. And we're just going to take it just a little bit more and then hang a right into Hell's Kitchen. If we were to continue straight, we'd head straight into Times Square. Okay, we're officially in Hell's Kitchen now. Don't forget to look for Cabby, who always makes a cameo appearance in all my 4K videos. Sometimes he's easy to spot, other times not so much. Be the first to comment on the timestamp where Cabby is, and I'll give you a shout out on my next video. By the way, we are now heading west towards the Hudson River, and across the Hudson, of course, is New Jersey. As you can see, the neighborhood of Hell's Kitchen is actually quite pretty, contrary to its name, and the name's been around for a long, long time, and New Yorkers refuse to change it. It just wouldn't be the same if it was called, say, Heaven's Attic or Purgatory's Bathroom. Hell's Kitchen just has been around for a long time, and New Yorkers love that name. I mean, how bad could Hell's Kitchen be? This is where I catch my cruises from. I think bicyclists and messengers cause the most accidents in New York City, but if you don't have a camera running, it's always going to be your fault. We're going to make a left here on 11th Avenue and start heading south. If we were to go straight, we'd come right to the cruise terminals. Up ahead on the right is DeWitt Clinton Park and DeWitt Clinton Dog Run. Lots of dog runs here in Manhattan. You guys know I like to give a little bit of history of the neighborhoods we're driving through, and Hell's Kitchen has long been an area of poor and working class Irish Americans, though significant demographic changes have occurred, especially from the late 1970s to the early 2000s. Since the early 1980s, the area has been gentrifying and rents have risen rapidly. Home of the Actors Studio Training School and adjacent Broadway theaters, Hell's Kitchen has long been a home to fledgling and working actors. Today, in addition to the long-established Irish Americans and Hispanic American populations in the neighborhood, the area has a large LGBTQ population and is home to a large number of LGBTQ bars and businesses. And every time I drive through Hell's Kitchen, I can't help but notice all the exotic and imported car dealerships here. I think this is where New Yorkers buy their expensive cars. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, give it a thumbs up, and while you're at it, if you're not subscribed to the New Yawk channel already, subscribe right now. It really does help the channel out. And while you're at it, if you'd like to support the New Yawk channel, just click on that thanks button right underneath the video. I appreciate your support, guys. And remember, click on that thanks button, get a shout out on an upcoming video. Speaking of shoutouts, a shout out to Dan Kraft, otherwise known in these parts as Real Unc D, left a very nice super thanks for me on my last Atlantic City video, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tour. Thanks Dan for all you do on the New Yawk channel, including not only your support for the channel, but also your hard work on the Facebook fan page. And again, I'll leave a link in the description below. Check out Dan's page. Lots of people joining it, and I really do appreciate all your hard work, Dan. Thank you so much. It's really difficult to pinpoint the origin of the name Hell's Kitchen. Lots of historians disagree on the origin, but the most common version traces it back to the story of a cop named Dutch Fred the Cop, a veteran policeman who with his rookie partner was watching a small riot on West 39th near 10th Avenue. The rookie is supposed to have said, "This place is hell itself," when Fred replied, "Hell has a mild climate. This is Hell's Kitchen." Of course, lots of real estate developers have tried to get the name changed to things like Clinton, Midtown West, or even the Midwest of Manhattan, but New Yorkers just refuse to give up on the name Hell's Kitchen. Now we're heading north on 10th Avenue. By the way, across the street on the right-hand side is Yotel, a pretty inexpensive, relatively speaking, legitimate, if you will, hotel, very close to Times Square. If you're looking for a hotel in the middle of everything in Manhattan, check out Yotel. They're not a sponsor, of course, but it's, like I said, a reasonably priced hotel, legitimate hotel here in Midtown Manhattan. While most fire stations in Manhattan lost firefighters in the September 11th terrorist attack, the station with the greatest loss of firefighters was Engine Company 54, Ladder Company 4, Battalion 9 at 48th Street and 8th Avenue, which lost 15 firefighters. The entire shift that was working that morning perished, and given its proximity to Midtown, the station has specialized in skyscraper fires and rescues. As a matter of fact, in 2007, it was the second busiest firehouse in New York City with 9,685 runs. The station fireman's patches read "Pride of Midtown" and "Never missed a performance," obviously a nod to the theater district. Years ago, I used to walk through the Twin Towers every day to get to work in downtown Manhattan. I lost some personal friends and some co-workers during that morning, and I will never forget. I hope you guys never forget as well. Well, we've pretty much been up, down, and sideways through every street here in Hell's Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed the tour in the car. Lots more coming from the New York channel with regards to New York City drives. And like I said, soon after this series is over, a new one's going to begin. So stay tuned to the New York channel. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, ask some questions, and most importantly, subscribe by clicking on the button on the left. You can visit all of my New York videos by clicking on the top right, or check out my videos on other favorite places to visit by clicking on the bottom right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the city.